Hi everyone, this is Joyce Wickman from Paper Art with Joyce. Today is Sunday, May 11th, and it's absolutely gorgeous here in Massachusetts. As soon as I'm done with this video, I'm going outside. It's just too nice to be indoors. But I did want to do this video today and show you some really pretty cards that we can make with the Artistically inked stamp set. I'm going to wait a couple of minutes before I start, just to give some people time to get in. If you're watching this from Facebook, you need to give StreamYard permission to show your comments, to post your comments. So you need to go to streamyard.com/Facebook. And you only have to do it once. Once you do that, you can watch future videos without any problems. Okay? So let's get started. I hope that I'll hear some questions or comments. I'd love to hear where you're from. Um, and if you're making cards, need help, so forth. So to start out, my first card, first of all, this is the stamp set we're using. And let me flip over so you can see that better, because that's a pretty small picture. Okay. And I'm enlarging it on my end. I don't know if you can. If you can, it's much easier to see. So anyway, this is the stamp set, and it has coordinating dies that you can buy separately. Now, some of it's missing because I'm getting ready to show you how to use them, but it's a beautiful set. Look at this die. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's all intricately cut. And I'm going to be using that on one of the stamps, so I'll show you. Okay, so this is the stamp set, and I've got a couple to show you. The stamp set is available in our annual catalog, and it's still active, and it's on page 114. And they actually show you a few examples of how you can use it. The die set, the dies are always in the back, and this is on page 162. And this is a beautiful die set, it really is. It's worth getting the set together. Okay. So the first card we're doing is this one, and I think it's pretty. It's very three-dimensional, and I'll show you all the different steps. Okay. The base. Let me take this apart. I got all my pieces here. The base is your typical 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. The DSP, Designer Series paper. This is from the Hearts and Home pack, and this is 5 1/4 by 4. So we'll put that down first. Okay, now there's an oval. If you can see, there's an oval here that I made with the embossing folder, which is also from Stampin' Up, and it's called Gingham embossing folder. It's really pretty. Makes beautiful backgrounds. So that's what we're going to do with that. And let me get the big shot over here and show you. So now when you're embossing, you use different plates, and everybody's machine is different. And I've figured out that if I use a couple of shims, it makes it just right. Okay. So you just take your embossing folder, put your paper in it, and they also put a line on here so that you can make sure it's straight. But we're going to be cutting this out, so that doesn't really matter with this one because we're going to be cutting the oval out. Okay. That cracking sound is normal, in case you were wondering. Get this out of the way. Very pretty. I don't know if you can, there we go. I want you to be able to see the texture of it. Okay, so now we're going to cut that out with a 3-inch oval, and I have one with the lines on it to make it a little more interesting. So I do need the big shot back because we're going to cut it out. So like I said, this is a bigger piece, so it doesn't really matter where you put it as long as you're happy with the design. If you want it straight, then that's something you want to watch when you put it in there. Okay. I always go back and forth a couple times just to make sure it cuts out. This is pretty straightforward, or just a oval cut. So it should be all set. Well, this one is a little bit, see that hung on a little bit at the bottom. So I'm just going to drop that in. You can feel it drop right back into the cut. And I'm going to go back a couple of times. There we go. Perfect. All right, let's get this out of the way. Now I got a little, from putting it back in, I have to trim that off because it kind of went sideways a little bit. But easy enough. Just a little trim. Okay. So this is going to go flat. I'm going to glue this flat on here. And I like to use my silicone mat for putting glue on. Keeps the glue in the right place and not all over everything else. So I pretty much put that right in the middle. Okay. And then I used the stamps. Where's my stamp set here? I want to show you. The large flower. And I've already pre-cut some of this to save some time. So there's the large flower. I stamped it first and then cut it out with the die, because it does come with dies to cut out the flower. So this is the die that would cut it out. Okay. And I want to put these on dimensionals to give it a little bit more interest. So let me put my comments up so I can see here. Okay. So we're going to put the flower. I kind of lay it out first, and then get an idea of where I want to put everything before I start putting the dimensionals on. Okay, so we're going to put the dimensionals on the flower. And this it's a big flower, so I'm putting 3 dimensionals on this just to make sure it doesn't fall off. Although these are pretty sticky, so. All right, so I want to show some of the embossing folder. So I kind of lay it there gently till I put the other ones on. So I know whereabouts everything's going. There. Then we also have this really pretty cutout, and this is in the dies. I pre-cut it, but it comes out really easily. I didn't really even have to tap much of it out. It came all out by itself. This is a really, really good set. So this I'm going to put like I did on the first one, just kind of around it. And then I'm going to put the sentiment at the bottom. But to put this on, you have to be careful with your glue because it's pretty intricate. So let me get over here where you can see it. Go for the, I like to put the whole thing, glue the whole thing down so that it doesn't get caught on anything and ripped because they are so lacy and intricate. Okay. So that goes like this. Kind of tuck it under the flower because the flower is your main focal point. So there. And the sentiment, the sentiment strip is, it really can be any size you want, but this one is, let's see, what did I have this down as? 2 3/4 by a 1/2 inch. I like the narrow ones. They don't take away from the picture so much. Also, I wanted to tell you the colors. I'm sorry. This is crushed curry, and these are evening evergreen. And this one is cut out of garden green cardstock. And I'll have all these dimensions and descriptions in the description once I upload it. Let's see, I'm going to do the words, excuse me, in black. And this is thinking of you from the go-to greetings. I'll show you what that is. This is a nice set. It's beautiful, cursive, and it has it has the same sayings, but in 3 different sizes. Actually, 4 different sizes. So you can fit it on anything. And a little trick I learned from Lisa Freeman, who does beautiful videos too, is to dip the edges of the sentiment to give it a little edge color on the edge. Pretty easy. Kind of neat, huh? So I just put it in the curry. And I'm going to put that on dimensionals also. I love using dimensionals. I think they really do nice little extra bit for your cards. Okay, whoops, I'm gonna make sure it's straight. All right, and then on the inside, we're going to do just white, and I'm going to stamp it with the leaves. And that's 3 1/4 by 4 1/2, that piece. I'm going to use the evergreen. And just stamp it in the corner, and then second generation stamp it. So there's a lighter one with it. Okay. And then we'll glue that in. Make sure it's the right side. And I made this one with a large border because I think it's pretty to leave a lot of the gorgeous grape card showing. So we're going to fold this on the fold line. Press it down with your bone folder. Oops. Oops, a little off a little bit here. Fix this. And then we're going to put a few little sparkles on it. Give me sparkles. Here they are. A few little gems. Okay. All right. So that's one of the cards. Pretty, huh? All right. So the second card. This is the second card. I'm going to put this out of the way for a minute. And this is the second card. Let me see something here. Why are comments? Okay. So this is really pretty. Now this uses the die, the beautiful die in here that's really intricate and beautiful. Let me show you that. Put these out of the way so you don't have to look at that. This is the intricate die, which I think is gorgeous. Okay, so let me get my foundations. And I've already cut this out just to save some time. I cut it in white, and we're going to color it with our blending brushes. Okay. So the base on this one is the same, 5 1/2 by 8 1/2, scored at 4 1/4. The yellow DSP, I'm sorry, the yellow cardstock is crushed curry, and that one is 5 1/4 by 4. Put that on there. I used more of the same DSP. I think it's really pretty, and I was able to cut it out of one piece. So that DSP is from the Hearts and Home pack, 5 by 3 3/4. We'll put that on there. This is a quick card. There's a little time with the coloring, but. And then the inside is just a white, same white. And that one is 4 by 5 1/4. Okay, but we're going to stamp that first. And we'll do the leaves again with the green. Okay, and we'll glue that in. Now I also add sentiments on the inside, but I kind of wait to see what the card's going to be used for, and then that helps me to choose the sentiments. Okay, so this is a fun part right here. I'm going to use our blending brushes. These are my blending brushes, and the colors that I used are Gorgeous Grape, Magenta, Madness. This is an older one, but you could use any pink or whatever you like for your combination. Crushed Curry, and Evening Evergreen for the leaves. So let's start with the grape. And I'm just going to use this piece right here. It's about time to change it anyway. So you load up first. And with this one, it doesn't matter that you don't have to tap off because it's kind of an all over color that you're doing. And I use the small brushes so it's easier to get in the smaller places. And it's okay if some places are darker than others, because I think that's kind of natural looking, you know. So that's with the grape. This one's with the magenta. It's really not that difficult, even though you've got a lot of different things on here, you know, your different flowers and leaves. You just kind of use your small brush and go gently and hold it up in the air so that you're getting the end of it. And go one direction because you don't want to pull on the cutout, you know, it's kind of delicate. So one direction when you're brushing it. Okay. We've got the crushed curry for the little tiny ones. Those are right there. And then our green for our evening evergreen for the leaves. This is fun. I love using the colors. Well, I love using everything. I like the papers too, but it's really fun to add your own colors. Okay. Alrighty, so I think there's just one little spot in here. I'm going to put a little more pink. Perfect. Okay. So this I'm going to glue right down, but I'm going to use a dauber so you can spread it a little easier. Little daubers, these little finger daubers. Put some glue on your mat. Dip your dauber and just gently put it on your cutout. This way you just pat it. You don't have to drag it. Probably the most important is to get the real edges, because that's what would be that's what would catch and pick up. So, you know, be afraid to put a little extra. Okay, I'm going to use my see how quick and easy that was. Get this out of the way here. Just push down on those little edges just to make sure they're down. Now the sentiment, I brushed with the yellow because I thought it was a nice touch. That way it's not just pure white. Just a little different, you know. I mean, you could leave it white if you like it, but I put the yellow on there. And then I used the Gorgeous Grape to print Happy Birthday, and that was in the set also, Happy Birthday. And of course, dimensionals. Where are they? Okay, and this goes right across the bottom, but leave a little space at the bottom. You know what I just noticed? This is a little bit here wider. There. Okay. All right. And now, of course, our jewels. They have to put jewels. Let me get my pick tool. There. Perfect. And there you have another one, another card out of the same set. Now I did make a third card I wanted to show you. I'm not making it today, but I just wanted to show you how I did it. And this was using the other stamp in there. It's a very artistic free-form stamp. And it makes this almost like a blurb of color, and I'll show you how that looks. I did a one sheet wonder, which is you take a piece of your cardstock, and let's see, I gotta make it, put it together, so like that. And this one was, not sure now, let's see, something like that. So you print all over it, and then you cut it in four, and then you have four card fronts. Okay. And I love the color combinations, which another thing I wanted to talk to you about was if you have a little trouble trying to figure out what colors go well together, this is a color wheel that you can get in a lot of places. You can get them in the craft stores, you can get them on Amazon, and it helps you to learn how colors coordinate and how they go well together or don't go well together. For instance, the purple across from it is yellow because that's a complementary color for it. Red is across from green. Blue is across from orange. So in this card, I took the blue and the orange, and then I added the yellow because the yellow it works in with it nicely. And there's also another stamp in that group, in that stamp set that I use. It's the little flowers right here. Oops, I keep showing you the inside, but it's this one, the little group of 3. And there's the happy birthday. So I got a lot out of this set for these 3. I used quite a bit. So I hope you enjoyed those cards. Oh yes, one other thing. On this card, I put a sprig from one of the punches that we also have. This is the branches, the little sprigs. So you just open up the punch like that, closes like that, and it opens up like that. Put it upside down, put your card in there, cardstock, and then you just punch it. And there you go. Nice and quick. You can make a bunch of these at one time. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed that. If you want to give it a try, if you have any questions, you can email me. You can email me at paperartwithjoyce@gmail.com. And if you would like a printout of the dimensions, cutting dimensions, I can send you a free printout if you send me your email. Just email to me your email and I'll send it to you. Okay. If you're interested in purchasing any of the stamp sets or supplies from Stampin' Up, and you do not have a host, I would love to be your host and help you with your card making. So what you would do is go to Stampin' Up. You can either go through to this joycewickman.stampinup.net, and you put in your order and you use my June host code. This is the host code. You can also go to stampinup.com, and at the top it has it says find a demonstrator, and you would put in my name, Joyce Wickman. Okay. So if you have any questions, like I said, just pop them in the emails or leave a comment on this one, and I will get back to you as soon as I can. So I hope you enjoyed that, and you'll give this stamp set a try. It's really, really nice. Okay. Have a great day, and I hope you will catch up with me on another video. I do at least one a week, sometimes 2, and I'm going to start doing 1 live a week. So watch for that. Thanks.